Hey guys, Ruby and I are here at the SOAR Summit in Corbin, Kentucky. Ruby is a Space Trek alum from 2024 and a Craft Academy student. And Ruby has with her the CricketSat. And this is the satellite that Space Trek participants build as part of their space mission during Space Trek. Ruby, the Space Science Center is here. Let's go check out their booth, okay? All right, so we're at the Space Science Center booth with Carrie Bruce, and Carrie is a space systems engineering major. And Carrie, you have a satellite with you, right? This is the Lunar Ice Cube. Carrie, can you tell us about Lunar Ice Cube and the subsystems of Lunar Ice Cube?
Yeah, so Lunar Ice Cube was meant to discover water ice on the surface of the moon, so that's what our payload is for. And then we've also got our electrical power subsystem, so that includes like the batteries, and then also our solar panels here, which you can see. And then we've also got our communication subsystem, so that includes our X-band radio and our X-band patch antennas, which you can see down here. And then we've also got our structural subsystem, so really that's just like the chassis, or just all this metal that you see. And then we've also got our ADCS, or the Attitude, Determination, and Control subsystem, and that really just tells us where we are in space, and then we can decide where we want to go from there. So that's just a few of the main subsystems of Lunar Ice Cube.
That's awesome. Okay, Ruby, I bet you heard a lot of things that was familiar to you, right? That Carrie was talking about, that Lunar Ice Cube, that the subsystems on Lunar Ice Cube, right? Can you tell us about those subsystems on the CricketSat that were similar to what Lunar Ice Cube has?
Yes, of course. So to start us off, as Carrie mentioned, there is a payload on both of ours. So on the CricketSat, that is this thermistor here. We use that to measure the atmospheric temperature up at 5 kilometers. So we're actually also using that to measure environmental situations just here on Earth and with theirs on the moon. We also have our communication system here. We have a dipole antenna that runs in the UHF band, but same concept in that, which is really cool. Next up, we also, again, have an EPS system. So we have our battery, we have our switch and then light indicator, and then finally the structural system. That's our PCB right here. We do not have an ADCS system, but 4 out of 5 is pretty good for this little guy.
Absolutely. Okay, great. So, Ruby, I'm hearing that what you've learned in Space Trek about satellites and satellite subsystems is very similar to what Carrie knows and what's those subsystems in the Lunar Ice Cube. So it sounds like Space Trek would prepare you to step into the role of a student in space systems engineering and building satellites like Carrie. That's awesome.